What is up YouTube? James Baek here, and today we're going to be using more Wishiwashi on the channel for the VGC ladder. Once again, this is going to be the last episode featuring Wishiwashi, but if you want to try the team, make sure you try it out. The code is on screen, available for 2 weeks after this video ends. The code will no longer be available, but there is a paste bin down below. Of course, if you did enjoy this team, be sure to leave a like down below and let me know your thoughts on the team. But let's get started and play some games. All right, we have our opponent Gerald Smile here. Hopefully a big one and not a creepy one, with Grimmsnarl, Metagross, the Tapu Fini, Sylveon, Galarian Moltres, and Spectrier. It looks pretty common. I don't know if this is an exact team replica. Like, there's some elements that I just recognize, but I can't tell if it's the same. I feel like it's weakness policy Moltres, and this is hard to find a weakness policy actually, because it could be weakness policy Metagross or the Moltres, because there's quick attack from Sylveon, there's bulldoze potential from the Spectrier. It could be like Life Orb on the Spectrier and like Assault Vest Metagross. There's a lot of things that I do have to consider. I do really like Moltres, although there are two fairy types that are a little bit annoying, but I think I can play around it potentially. Gonna be a little bit of a tricky one. This isn't exactly favorable, I want to say, but I think we can pull through. I think Moltres lead here. I don't want to say Moltres Incineroar lead is probably really good. We could fake out the Grimmsnarl. Not exactly too sure actually. I kind of been running out of time. There wasn't really much because I was trying to consider what can I do against almost every option, depending on what weakness policy, because depending on what items these Pokemon have is really going to determine the game, because I don't know what they're bringing here, because it could be Moltres. Moltres is pretty decent against my team. They could go Metagross. I feel like their team is really weak to my Moltres, so Sylveon lead could be potential. Actually, wait, weren't there 3 fairies? It's a Tapu Fini, a Sylveon, and a Grimmsnarl, right? Like, jeez. Scramble the fairies, Jorgen Von Strangle. We have the Grimmsnarl Spectrier lead, so I want to say this is support, but it could be like fake tier strat too. But this is a pretty good lead for me because I lead double dark, which is pretty strong against Spectrier. So right here, I think I could just fake out a nasty plot. I don't really see a big punish to that, I think. And yeah, I mean, what can Spectrier do? Snarl. Max Strike is the only concerning part, but I feel like Dynamax against 2 dark types isn't that great. Maybe you want to go for the Max Quake, which I guess in Incineroar is fine. I'll live it with Assault Vest. So yeah, we'll go for the fake out here into the Grimmsnarl, and we'll see how this goes, because I'm not too sure. I think that the Spectrier should switch out, or maybe I'll just go for Snarls because it's a Snarl lead. But yeah, I think Moltres is in a pretty good position to nasty plot, and then afterward I can get an Airstream off and potentially knock out Grimmsnarl. Problem is, I think Sylveon would come out if Sylveon is in the back, and yeah, I don't really have the best ways to stop Sylveon, unfortunately, so that is a bit of a concern. I do really need Galarian Moltres around too. We are going to see the Spectrier retreat. That should be Sylveon or Fini. Yeah, it's Fini, it looks like. Okay, cool. So that's fine. Position wise, this is strange. I think Rillaboom is in a good position next turn that I could switch in, which is pretty solid. And my opponent can only get fake out or light screen off. I'm pretty sure that Grimmsnarl will go down to +2 Airstream even through light screen with Life Orb. I guess it's a question mark, but I think the best play here is to Airstream the Grimmsnarl, and I think it is to U-turn the Grimmsnarl as well in case Grimmsnarl survives. Grimmsnarl is not one that usually carries Protect. I think this is very safe of a play because I can get Rillaboom in, and I feel like Airstream should allow me to outspeed the Tapu Fini before I can go for a Water Move if it wants to. I'm assuming it's going to click Calm Mind, maybe Protect, maybe even Dynamax, but who knows. I think I'm just going to U-turn though. We are going to see a Dynamax from my Galarian Moltres, and I'm really hoping that Galarian Moltres can pull through in this game specifically. I think it can do well against the Grimmsnarl here, pick up a KO, and then unless my opponent brought Sylveon too, we should be completely fine. Stack Attack is looking really well if we can get rid of Fini, it looks like too, which is a benefit. So let's see. No Dynamax. We're going to see the light screen come out. Yep, to be expected. And we'll double the Grimmsnarl slot and potentially pick up a knockout. I think we can. So we'll go for Airstream into the Grimmsnarl. Yep, it picks up the knockout after that fake out chip, even through the light screen. Very nice. And I get a little bit of chip on Fini. I get to find out if it's like a leftover set, which is really nice. And we can get in our Rillaboom for the Woodhammer potential, which is really solid here. So We will get a U-turn off into the Tapu Fini. Nice. And Rillaboom we go. We have Miracle Seed, Wood Hammer for the Tapu Fini, so I'm not really too concerned about the Tapu Fini. And as long as we Airstream, we'll be faster than Tapu Fini. I guess it's the last Pokemon that comes down to, which should be fine. The only concern I think maybe might be Metagross, which might be able to live the Dynamax attack, KO my Moltres in return, which would be a little bit of a shame. We do see the Calm Mind come up from Tapu Fini, no surprise there. All right, so what Pokemon's going to be brought out? It could be Spectrier too, of course. Spectrier is also a Pokemon that could come out here, which I think is okay. The Tapu Fini does confirm to be a leftover set. Okay, so that is pretty nice to know. It is getting recovery back from the grassy terrain, but as long as I can one-shot with Rillaboom, it's not really too much of an important factor. If the Spectrier comes out, my best play is probably to Grassy Glide Airstream, as we do see Spectrier come out. Yeah, I kind of want to go for Airstream here for sure. I think that's the play. I guess the question is what do I want to do with Rillaboom, because I don't have to go on the offense right here, I feel like. Because I think Fini's probably going to Dynamax or Protect here, I would imagine. Like Protect Will-O-Wisp could come out just to support Spectrier, and I could definitely see that happening. I kind of want to stall out. Oh yeah, there's also Reflect. Oh no, it's just Light Screen. Okay, yeah. I was like, I don't think my opponent got Reflect up. I think Airstream is pretty safe. I could Protect here. Protect is pretty safe here. I could also go into my Incineroar. Both are okay plays. I think Protect is just okay here, because I think it's a decent mid ground. The worst thing happens, I guess, is Moltres taking a big hit from Starfall and getting rid of Grassy, but I think that's fine because I stalled out one turn. And yeah, it looks like the Fini protects. So I could have doubled up with a Grassy Glide plus Airstream, and I should have knocked out Spectrier under most circumstances, I think. But I think at the end of the day, this is an okay position. Yep, it looks like it is going to be the Focus Sash variant on that Spectrier. No surprise there. And this is a great position because now I can punish the Fini with a Wood Hammer, and Wood Hammer is going to do so much damage to Tapu Fini. It's actually insane here. As yep, we do see the Willow come out into the Rillaboom slot. And yeah, I'm in a pretty positive position right here. I think I can max Darkness pretty safely because I don't need the Airstream boost again. The Airstream boost doesn't change anything. It also punishes, I guess, Metagross if it's in the back, and if my opponent did bring that Metagross. So we'll go for the max Darkness into the Spectrier slot, and we'll go for a Wood Hammer into Tapu Fini with a Miracle Seed in the grassy terrain. No Intimidate, no Reflect Up. This should do a ton of damage to Tapu Fini. I don't know if it will pick up a knockout. It might not. I'm assuming that it would probably do like 80%, but even if we don't pick up a knockout, we're still in a pretty good position because Air Slash should finish it off afterward. And unless Tapu Fini decides to pick up the knockout onto my Moltres, which I don't think it can even knock out my Moltres, so I think at the end of the day we're good as well. So Max Darkness comes out here into the Spectrier, get a special defense drop because the speed boosts don't change anything on this position right here, while we can maybe finish off the Tapu Fini with an Air Slash depending on how much this Wood Hammer will do to the Tapu Fini if it doesn't pick up a knockout, but I'm assuming the Tapu Fini will probably survive. Here comes the Wood Hammer into the Tapu Fini, a little bit less damage than I thought. And the reason I decided to target the Spectrier, I didn't technically have to. The reason I decided to make that play is because I'm worried about the potential. I think the thing that most concerned me was double protect attempt with Tapu Fini or preserving Fini in the back and Dynamax the Spectrier. Although I don't think they would Dynamax Spectrier in that position now that I think about it. I think I was just worried about if I double into Fini, they go for a double protect, and then the Willows happens. I'm actually in a huge amount of trouble. Here, this is an interesting position. I think Stack Attack is actually pretty safe here. Incineroar might not be bad either. I think I'm going to go Stack Attack here. I think Stack Attack is in a pretty fine spot. We're going to see Sylveon come out. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. We get to go out into our Stack Attacker here, and I don't have Wide Guard, which is unfortunate. I could double protect here. I don't know if that's really beneficial. Air Slash should easily knock out the Tapu Fini, assuming I don't miss here. The thing is, I don't think Fire React picks up the knockout here, so I think I need to Air Slash. I could also double protect if I think the Tapu Fini is going to protect and the Sylveon is going to go for the Hyper Voice here. So I think overall I could Air Slash here and Trick Room. Yeah, I think Air Slash Trick Room is pretty safe because Sylveon can only pick up a knockout into the Moltres. They can't pick up a knockout on the Stack Attacker. So I want to assume Jarbol knocks out the Tapu Fini afterward anyway, so I think this is an okay play. If Tapu Fini goes for Max Guard, Sylveon can hard punish my Sakataka or prevent it from setting up Trick Room. I don't think there's any way Sylveon can. And if Tapu Fini attacks, it just goes down to Air Slash, which it looks like it does. Ooh, wait, barely. Oh, wow. I am surprised. I guess Light Screen was a factor. I didn't think it would still... I did not think it would live that still. Not gonna lie, I did not think it would live that. Oh, that's so unfortunate for me. That's a clutch Tapu Fini. This Hyper Voice is going to do a lot. Doesn't knock out Moltres though. But this is still a very big concern because actually, ooh, this game's so close now. Oh, wait. Okay. I gotta go Incineroar here. This is such an awkward position though. This is such an awkward position. All right, it's a mind game right here. So with Intimidate, I'm pretty sure that Sylveon cannot pick up the knockout onto Galarian Moltres with a quick attack unless it's Pixie Plate, which maybe it is. If I fire a Wrath here, I won't be able to knock out Sylveon, and Sylveon would still be able to quick attack the following turn, and since I took Life Orb chip, it would knock out my Moltres. So this is a really rough position. Normally in this position, it's like Fake Out Fire Wrath is pretty much the obvious play. The question is, does the Tapu Fini read that? That's the big question. Ooh, I thought I had it. All right, I think Fake Out's still the right play. I think Fake Out Nasty Plot. Yeah, I have to read whether Tapu Fini goes for Max Guard or not. It does go for Max Guard. Okay, that gives me a shot. It depends on the quick attack roll now. They double protect. Okay, so I got the best play possible, which was the go for the Nasty Plot again. So now we have a +5. Yeah, we have a +5 Moltres on our hands right here. This is so close. Oh no, this is super close. All right, can quick attack Sylveon do this? Because this is what this game comes down to. I don't have another play unless I hope that Fini misses Muddy Water on Incineroar and I can go for a Flare Blitz. I think I always double up the Fini slot, right? Yeah, because if Fini goes for a double protect, I lose anyway. Because there's nothing I can do. Because I died to Life Orb, but I'm assuming I have to quick attack. So yeah, there's no punish. So basically my opponent has to get the double protect. There's nothing that could change unless I protect Moltres. But then my opponent could get a triple. No matter what, I'm going to be playing the odds at the end of the day. So I'm going to hope for Muddy Water miss at this rate if that happens. No quick attack though. Oh, that's big. All right, so Fire Wrath going to come out. That does very little to Sylveon for being a +5 attack. Is that a Assault Vest Sylveon? I know Sylveon has high special defense, but that's crazy. Moltres goes down to the Life Orb itself. Ooh, this is not an over game. Hyper Voice going to come out. I'm Assault Vest Incineroar. Should be able to take it. Yeah, pretty comfortably. That looks like a really bulky Sylveon then. Here comes a Flare Blitz in the rain though. Yeah, that's a bulky Sylveon. This is such a close end game. I actually don't know who wins this. I think I got a Flare Blitz too. I can't close combat obviously, and U-turn's a bad play, and Fake Out. Just give my opponent the game. Yawn. Is Mixy Terrain over next turn? Flare Blitz into Sylveon, not enough. Oh, it is over. So that means it's going to protect. Although if you protect here, you're stalling out the last turn of rain. It's going to come down to sleep turns, isn't it? I feel like Hyper Voice is like a 3 KO. So it's going to come down to sleep turns. Yep, here comes the protect. Ooh. Dang, this is a close game. Just how I like it. All right. So rain stops. Incineroar is going to fall asleep. And can Incineroar wake up? That's the big question. Oh, that's why. I was like, wait, I'm dumb. I said Assault Vest earlier on the Sylveon, but I forgot about Light Screen in that specific situation. Okay, no wonder I was doing so little. And no wonder. Oh my god. All right, no matter. Still same plan. Flare Blitz. Did we speed tie? Because the Sylveon was moving first before, right? It is a 3 KO. Oh boy, Incineroar. Please. Hyper Voice. It is a speed tie! But Incineroar wakes up and gets the Flare Blitz off. Good game. Oh man, I underestimated the light screen damage a bit. I really thought that Feeny was going down to the air slash that one turn. Jeez. Lucky you wake up too. Otherwise, I would have had to go for the Flare Blitz, or I would have had to go for the speed tie and go for Flare Blitz. But oh man, that was a close one. I guess I got a little bit too confident towards the middle of the game. I really thought it was just in it. Maybe I should have just went for the Airstream plus the Woodhammer, but I felt like mid-ground plays were pretty solid. I think the only play that could have like benefited me more, right, is going for the Grassy Glide into the Spectrier, calling the Protect, but I didn't want the off chance that Phoenix just Dynamax in that position, and then, oh god, it could be awful if I lose a Rillaboom without getting the big Woodhammer off into the top of Phoenix slot, which would have been terrible. Let's say if Starfall went to Rillaboom. I don't think Starfall would have knocked out though. That's the thing. So maybe it's something I could have risked, but of course there is that good chance. Not sure. I could have played a bit more aggressive there. That was definitely an option, but overall, I felt like I had a lot of what I wanted in that game, which was setting up the Moltres, which was just, I think my lead was just really good there. Being able to get a nasty plot up, KOing the Grimmsnarl, getting that Rillaboom in against the Feeny, my opponent not having any ways to stop the Feeny because it only got one screen off, which was my plan all along. If they had both screens up, could have been trouble, but luckily I was just able to eliminate the Grimmsnarl immediately, and the Rillaboom able to do so much damage to that top of Feeny that they didn't really have a answer to the Rillaboom. But yeah. All right, we got Ash with a Sun Team, Torkoal, Venusaur, Porygon to the Zapdos, Grimmsnarl, and Regirock. This does not look fun for me. I actually do not like this matchup whatsoever. Okay. This is actually a very big concern. Moltres, I like Incineroar here. The problem is Regirock plus Venusaur along with the Zapdos. Like, I think Regirock is just an annoying Pokemon. I normally would deal with Wishiwashi, but the Venusaur always makes it tricky, of course. So that's a big concern. I don't really like Stack Attacker here. It doesn't really do too much here. Like, it'll just get walled, I feel like, in general. I kind of wish I put Brick Break on instead of Close Combat on Incineroar now, huh? That would help a lot. I think Wishiwashi Comfey, because I need Wishiwashi to deal with the Regirock. Is my only really good way of dealing with it. So yeah, I mean Woodhammer I guess from Rillaboom would be nice, but there's so much I have to do to get Rillaboom into like that kind of position, I feel. So yeah, we'll see how this goes depending on what they lead here. If they lead the Regirock, it's really bad. If they lead anything else, it's fine. Porygon 2 Grimmsnarl, I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't think they want to go for a policy activation. So I'll go for Fake Out into the Porygon and just Nasty Plot, I think. On Screen coming out? I think they would probably go for Screen here. Yeah, I'll just Fake Out into Porygon. And then U-turn to Grim. I think I'll probably get like a slow game of Moltres potentially, if they allow me to. The problem is dealing with this lead. Like, dealing with Regirock on this light screen is so difficult for my team. It's so difficult for my team, but we got to pull through, Fake Out into Porygon. We're going to see Reflect come out first. All right. Max Darkness would have been bad, but all right. Here comes a Nasty Plot. Probably Light Screen comes out next. I'm okay with that. I'll Nasty Plot here, and you turn out the Grimmsnarl for a little bit of chip on Light Screen Trick Room, I'm assuming. Then next turn, I'm going to go into Comfey, probably try to reverse Trick Room. And then here's where the mind games get interesting. I don't know if they Spirit Break or not. The biggest concern is dealing with, I'm assuming it's Torkoal Regirock in the back. I think Regirock has to be one of the back Pokemon. I just don't know if it's Torkoal or if it's Venusaur, because I feel like Venusaur is not bad either. Let's go Comfey here. And we'll Nasty Plot up again, I think. Spirit Break won't be able to knock out my Moltres at all. So I think there's no reason to really worry about I don't think there should be really big reason to worry about, especially since, yeah, they got an attack boost. They didn't get the special attack boost. I think Nasty Plot's fine here in the Trick Room. They go into, I guess the biggest concern is they go Regirock, huh? They go Regirock in reverse Trick Room, but I feel like it's super risky if I attack here. I'm gonna Trick Room. I'm gonna reverse Trick Room and Nasty Plot. They have to make a really aggressive read, I think. If they switch out Porygon, it's fine. Oracle comes out. Interesting. Okay. I'm okay with that. Let's see who the Grimmsnarl targets. Spirit Break doesn't really matter too much. Yeah. Into Comfey. That's perfect because I say a +6 with Moltres now. So that's actually pretty nice. So that is pretty nice. We have a +6 Moltres out on the field. And this thing, even if there's light screen, there's still going to be a bunch of damage that's going to be done. So yeah, I like Fire Wrath here into the... I like Fire Wrath here just in general. It's going to do a ton of damage. And I'm pretty sure I could just Draining Kiss the Grimmsnarl for a chip. Don't really see much of a problem. No reason to Floral Healing the Moltres right now. Just Moltres is very threatening to them right now. Moltres might just sweep their team at this point. I don't really see the answer that they have here. Like, Grimmsnarl's going to eat the Fire Wrath for sure very easily. Light Screen, Quad resisted. Torkoal on the other hand? It has to be a really bulky Torkoal to survive this Fire Wrath. Like, it has to probably have special defense investment or be Assault Vest, I think. Even with light screen up, this is +6 Life Orb Fire Wrath. There's no switching for my opponent either. So Draining Kiss into the Grimmsnarl does very little damage, but recovering is nice because I do have a Focus Sash on the Comfey. So being able to recover, it looks like another one might get me my Focus Sash, which is really good if it does. Fire Wrath does eliminate the Torkoal. Goodbye, Torkoal. And if they go for the Spirit Break, I have Floral Healing involved, so not really too concerned. Yeah, they go for Spirit Break. I'm gonna be at +6 still, cause guess what? Berserk boosting it back up +6, like the stocks. All right, let's see what my opponent brings up. Probably Regirock, I'd imagine, or Porygon. I think you have to go one of those two. If it's Porygon, I'm gonna Air Slash it. If it's Regirock, I'm just gonna go for Fire Wrath here. I just don't feel like the damage is... I don't think it's really worth it. I actually think... Okay, so they definitely target down the Moltres here. They're definitely going for a Dynamax here and attack, right? I think my best play is to go for Fire Wrath here and Trick Room. The reason I think is because they have to target the Moltres here. I don't think they Rock Slide. If they do, that's fine because that means they don't Dynamax and they're taking a hell of a lot of damage. The Regirock. Oh wait, the Grimmsnarl's faster, isn't it? I should heal the Moltres. Actually, I wish I could Trick him actually. But Regirock should be slower than the Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl's probably going to double up with Spirit Break as well. Yeah, so I don't really like that option. Okay. Kind of sucks. That's fine. I get good damage in a Regirock at the end of the day and force my opponent to waste one of their Dynamax turns on the Moltres, which is pretty much done its job at this point. Like, weakened my opponent's team significantly, and there's no Venusaur, so I'm pretty happy about this. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of damage done. Okay. Spirit Break is going to come out. This should always start. Comfey. I mean, I guess. I thought my opponent was going to double up the slot, but I guess that's fair. So I guess Trick Room was the play after all. Huh. Unfortunate. They doubled the Comfey slot. Oh, Ally Switch. Okay, so they read Ally Switch. Like, Comfey doesn't have Ally Switch though, so that's on them. But yeah, this ends up being a really solid position now. Very solid position. I could probably protect you to stall out a Dynamax turn, huh? Yeah, I'll do that. I think I'll go Incin. I want to keep Comfey around to help Wishiwashi. I really don't need Incineroar, I think. Yeah, I don't need Incineroar at all in this game, so I'll go in Incineroar. Then next turn I can maybe, if Incineroar goes down, I could Dynamax Wishiwashi. If not, I could fake out the Grimmsnarl and just Fire Wrath. And those are pretty good options at the end of the day. So yeah, I'll take it. So they predicted Ally Switch, which I think is very fair actually. For sure. Ally Switch is very fair from them. But this works out in my favor. Incineroar going to come back out for the Intimidate. Unless Rockfall punishes me by critting into the Moltres slot, I still think this is the best play, stalling out this Dynamax. So let's see here. They're not going to Quake here with Regirock if they have it. They're break into the Comfey slot, which is fine. I'm guessing did they double up that slot? I feel like they could. I think doubling up that slot would be very fair. Because if I ally switch, then... Nope, they target the Moltres slot. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Now I can fake out the Grimmsnarl and just go for the attack. Yeah, and I'm pretty happy about this. So Fire Ref here. Should be able to get rid of Grim. I U-turn, right? Did I U-turn? Yeah, I do U-turn actually, because if Moltres goes down, I want to get Comfey next to my... Yeah, I think U-turn's fine here. Because they might go out on a Porygon. Yep, that was an option I considered. But mainly, I just want to try to get my Grimmsnarl. If I want to get my Comfey next to my Wishiwashi, because I think that's how I'm going to sweep. Fire Rep does so much damage. Plus 6 Moltres is insane. U-turn going to come out into Porygon. The sand looks like I won't put in the Draining Kiss range, but that's absolutely fine here because I can go Wishiwashi or Comfey. Probably, I always go Comfey here because if they randomly Rockfalled my Incineroar slot, which I really don't think they should. If they do, they probably just like straight up lost Moltres. This should always be Rockfall into the Moltres slot. Yep. Beautiful. And then this should be a pretty solid for my... Yeah, this should be pretty solid, I think. This is Wishiwashi. This is Giga Drain. Is this a... I guess the question is, who do I max Geyser? I max Geyser in one of these slots. The question is who? I don't know if I'll knock out Porygon with +2 after Light Screen. So I think my play is always to target down. I could just Muddy Water. No, I don't want to Muddy Water here. I take too much damage. And I could flinch from Rock Slide. So Giga Drain's always the play here. And I should be able to knock out the Regirock. And I might as well get the Rain set up. So yeah, we'll Giga Drain here, the Wishiwashi, and go for the Geyser. As much damage as we possibly can. The Regirock's not boosted. There's not really way I think my opponent can boost the Regirock at this point anyway. So I might as well just go for the... eliminate the big heavy hitter. And then I can get Incineroar in once Comfey feints to Rock Slide. If the Rock Slide misses, perfect. I get, like, I guess a better spot. I think Draining Kiss would be able to knock out the Grimmsnarl at this range. And if not, Incineroar just gets to click Fake Out. So here comes Giga Drain to give me the Rain boost. And the weakness policy from Wishiwashi. And Wishiwashi gonna be able to pick up a KO here for sure. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way they survived. There's no way. Absolutely no way they survived this. Rock Slide, fine. Yep. If it's Eerie Impulse on the Porygon, does the game get interesting? My opponent would need a lot of luck. Yeah, my opponent would still need a lot of luck. So I'm okay with this. Goodbye, Regirock. I guess I could have... No, I want to Quake next turn. Yeah, I want to Quake this upcoming turn. Because I want Incineroar to take the Quake, so Geyser is fine here. Reflector is off, perfect. I do have close combat on my Incineroar. And the Grimmsnarl was super low, and Grimmsnarl doesn't really carry Protect. If it does, I think I'd still knock out through Protect, unless Grimmsnarl protects here, Porygon goes for Eerie Impulse, but the Grimmsnarl is super low. I wonder if Fake Out would just knock out Grim. Potentially. Light Screen's still up for one more turn, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So, no reason to target down Porygon. I might not even KO. I mean, maybe I do. It depends on the Porygon set, I think. But yeah, go for Max Quake here. Go for the Fake Out. Deal with Grimmsnarl, and then Porygon shouldn't be able to win this because I have close combat on my Incineroar to hit Porygon. I wish I had Brick Break. I think Brick Break would be really nice on Incineroar, and maybe a change that could be made to the team because screens could be a bit annoying, and it's not like close combat's like done so much I think to where I needed it, but it's been nice. It's not terrible. I go for a Tri Attack. Oh yeah, Let's see. No freeze, no para, and no luck. Grimmsnarl, goodbye. Eliminated. Perfect. Wishiwashi coming in clutch there. That max quake animation was super slow. Maybe Wishiwashi lagged the screen right there. But, or maybe it's just my computer. Hopefully it's not my computer. Hopefully it's not my recording. But yeah, goodbye Grimmsnarl. Light screen wears off. We go for the max geyser this upcoming turn. And yeah, goodbye Porygon. Yeah, there's no way Porygon survives the geyser. And if it does, close combat should finish it up. Well, close combat goes before the geyser. You know, whatever. Going for some luck right here. Doesn't get it. Close combat. Please survive. So the Wishiwashi does enough. Perfect. And Wishiwashi gonna get the final KO. Wishiwashi! Alright. I like it. It's not a clean sweep with Wishiwashi, but an end sweep with Wishiwashi, which is pretty nice to have. If Porygon goes down, that is gonna be a good game to my opponent. Nice. Beautiful. You love to see it. So this game, I felt like I played really well. They let super passive, and that's kind of the thing about passive. If there's a setup on my opponent's, if there's a setup on the other side of the field and you're playing too passively, and you let me get all the boosts without ever really punishing me, yeah, it's gonna end up bad. As you saw, I got to +6 with Moltres, and yeah, they got the Torkoal in. I was able to reverse Trick Room at that point, and yeah, there really wasn't much. And the thing with this too is also was awkward, right? Because even if they wanted to hard switch into Regirock, there's always that chance if I go for the max darkness there, like on turn 2 for instance, goodbye Regirock. Or if I go at +4 even, yeah, it's very big, so it's really hard, I think. And that's why passive is kind of difficult if you're playing too passively with like that lead. Super defensive, but the offensive Pokemon aren't that great against the threats that are on the field. Yeah, you're not gonna have a good time. You're not gonna have a good time. And yeah, this Torkoal couldn't even do anything to my Moltres. Yeah, there wasn't really much. I was just able to start setting up, and that was basically it. They would have needed to get Regirock in earlier or risk it. They basically had to read, I think. I did go super greedy. There was a chance they could have went Regirock like earlier instead of like I'm surprised they reflected with the Grimmsnarl first, because I thought they would maybe get light screen up and then try to go hard Regirock, but luckily it ended up being different, and then I was able to like really just open up the door for Wishiwashi, leave the Regirock, you know, after the entire team was weakened by Moltres at that point, and then Wishiwashi was able to have a clean endgame sweep. So very nice. And that is going to be the end of our Wishiwashi road. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below, as I mentioned before, and leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And yeah, make sure you try out the team 2 weeks to grab it when this video was released. And if you didn't have that opportunity, of course, there is a paste pin down below in the description if you want to rebuild the team. But thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. And until we bow again, I'll see you all later.